Why does everyone have more money than you do? This feeling has certainly escalated over the last 2 to 3 years, but if you really look at it, it comes down to these following factors. There are two types of comparisons. The first word is the upward comparison, which most people fall a victim to. The upward comparison is where you're comparing yourself to people who are better than you in terms of finances or any of the other aspects of the world. They have a better car, they have a better lifestyle, they have a better house. The second one is a downward phenomena wherein you start comparing yourself to the people who are not as privileged as you are. And this would be in terms of financial perspectives or any of the other perspectives. Now, my take on comparison is completely different as compared to other people. According to me, comparison is good, but it's only good in certain aspects. If you're looking at it from the upward comparison category and you're looking at it in terms of, oh, I want his car, I want his house, I want his lifestyle, and look at myself, look at my car, look at my house, that is bound to create a lot of problems because you will be left sad and depressed about yourself and low in confidence. However, if the same comparison is channeled in a different way, wherein you're looking at it more in terms of learning and improvement opportunities, then that would be the right kind of comparison to go forward with, which brings me to you don't focus on transformation and learning. Going back to our learning and improvement category of the upward comparison, the questions that you should really be asking about are, what did this person do to get there? What kind of learnings, what kind of experiences did they have to get in order to get there? And the most important thing to learn or understand about all of these aspects is every successful person has had to make certain number of sacrifices. You need to learn all of those sacrifices and then evaluate based on all of these criterias if it's really worth it for you to get to the place where this person is. If the answer is yes, then you assess based on your current situation as to how you can do all of these steps in order to get there. You probably need to go to school or perhaps take a course or read a lot about a particular area or an industry in order to get to that situation. The truth is that everybody's situation is different and we are all dealt with a different set of cards. Some people are born with a golden spoon. I've seen some people who have no problems in getting a job. I have seen people who are less deserving get jobs that they should not even get, while the most of the brilliant people don't even get those jobs. Some people are born in wealth and privilege. For them, either they already have a base setup or their parents have contacts everywhere which helps them get through easily through all of the phases of life, which you and I would struggle with. All you can do is assess the cards that you are dealt with and how you can make the best use of those to transform and continue learning. Most people base their assumptions based off of what they see on social media. While this superficial world shows everybody's life which is deemed to be near perfect as compared to yours, what it really hides is the financial well-being aspect. While everyone who's posting on social media seems to be happy doing what they are doing, but what it really hides is the deep financial distress that they may be in that kind of a situation. For instance, this is you. You drive a modest car, which is low maintenance, you're very close to paying it off, and you have 10K in the bank saved or invested. Well, this is your friend. He drives a luxury car, which is high maintenance, is nowhere close to paying it off, and is constantly distressed that he might have his car taken away because he can't make the next payments. Who do you think would be in a better financial situation in this case? Well, the illusion aspects on social media would put your friend in a much better bracket, but you are the one who is in a much better financial state as compared to your friend. Now, in another instance, let's break it down in terms of Breaking Bad. This is Gus Fring and this is Elliot and Gretchen. Who do you think has more money? Write it down in the comment section below. For some of the people who still haven't seen the show The Breaking Bad, you're clearly missing out on something. I won't give away too many things, but let's analyze this case wherein this is Gus Fring. He lives a very modest life, owns Los Pollos Hermanos, which is his version of KFC, and drives a modest car. On the other hand, Elliot and Gretchen own a multi-billion dollars public company which is listed on the stock exchange. They like to flash their wealth around, but that is because they are also wealthy in that case. Wealth is often seen as a sign of flashy cars, big houses, throwing parties, but to be honest, it's not always the same. While some wealthy people do live that kind of a lifestyle, a lot of people who try to replicate it are nearly broke. Another version of wealth is the simplicity that is deep rooted into it, which brings me to the aspect that you don't know yourself that well. Not just in finance, but across every aspect of life, knowing yourself very well or having that level of self-awareness is extremely important. Now, self-awareness is not something anyone is born with, or it is not something that you can learn in a flash. It takes certain amount of time for you to learn about yourself and be true and realistic about your expectations. But once you build this ability and you have high self-awareness, it'll help you align with your purpose, and that in turn will together help you reach your goals a lot faster. I have my own example in this case. I am an MBA from University of Toronto, which is one of the biggest and the best business schools on the planet. I have worked and seen some of the most brilliant of the minds that I've ever come across in this school. However, there's a problem at Rotman is that it is more focused on grades than on the learning and the connection aspects. And this is because the employers who come to Rotman insist on them hiring based on grades. This leads to a rat race in the school wherein people are willing to do whatever they can in order to get a higher grade. Now, in this case, I knew I wasn't someone who always used to come first in the class, but at the same point of time, I was also someone who would do better in a job environment than in a school environment. Also, I did not pay 100,000 to Rotman in order to come and participate in a rat race. I was there to learn. And I was okay in this aspect because my goals and ambitions were a lot more entrepreneurial and financial freedom aspects than getting the best job that I could out of school. So even though my peers ended up getting much better jobs as compared to me because they participated in the grades race, while I focused more on the learning aspects, I am glad that I did that because it built a foundational aspect for me to start learning and acquiring more knowledge as I graduated from business school. Share this content with someone that you think would like content like this. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.